Well, with the results, we are seeing net profit rise 53% for 2018, and that's reflecting the boom period that Cambodia is experiencing. You've been there since 2005, and as you said, Phnom Penh in particular is enjoying this ramp up, this drive in tourism and visitation, particularly from China. Let's break down those results just a little bit in more detail. Fourth quarter in particular, what were the key drivers for growth in the last 3 months, especially given how Macau has performed? We've seen a slowdown there over the last 2 quarters.
Yes, one, we're quite delighted with our results for 2018. The investment banker Union Gaming calls us the best global gaming stock in terms of performance. This was the first really year-end result where we did $500 million in EBITDA. We hit a new milestone in terms of GGR 1.4, net profit $391 million. We have a very strong dividend policy, average payout ratio of 60%. And going to your question of mass market, we had a good, strong performance in the fourth quarter. I think if you look at the totality of our operations, our VIP went up to $35 billion in rollings, a significant increase. That goes back to a strategy developed in, going back to 2013 when we were at about $8 billion. And we combined a strategy of bringing in higher-end junkets to bring in a higher-end player, raising the limits. And we also did that in combination with some initiatives that we had as far as joining airline groups, Pasaka Air, a working relationship with China International Travel Service. So there's a number of things that provide a great deal of balance between our mass market as well as our VIP. If you look at the net profit, really the majority still is the mass market. The mass market will continue to drive the growth and development of NagaCorp, NagaWorld. If you look at the key drivers, one, obviously, we had elections in July of 2018. Cambodia continues on a very strong political stable course. I think, secondly, what's driving that is foreign direct investment. We talked a little bit earlier that if you look at the skyline of Phnom Penh, Cambodia right now, it's cranes and new buildings everywhere. For so many years, 25, 30 years of the 80s, 90s, early 2000, Cambodia was just really restabilizing and re-energizing. But today, a great deal of investment, infrastructure projects throughout the country, a very close working relationship with China. And another resulting effect is tourism. We've seen those numbers go from 400,000, 450,000 in the year 2000. This year it will exceed 6 million people, better than 900-some flights a week coming into Cambodia, and about half of those flights coming into Phnom Penh. So we're a recipient there. But one key thing that I want to mention.
And in that, Tim, Chinese visitation in particular is key. But given some of the concerns around China's slowdown, consumers reining back on spending, how is that weighing in your strategy, perhaps?
I'll give you my candid assessment, okay? If you look at 2017, we had China visitation at about 1 million, okay? This year, it's going to exceed 2 million. That's 34% of visitation coming in. That's had a real significant footprint on our particular property. If you recall, we built Naga 2 and opened it up in the fall of 2017. So we had really our just first full year. Whether it's hotel occupancy, really we had no cannibalization in terms of our business. Naga 2 is a thriving business, very much built on our Chinese visitation.
Now on that, Tim, Naga 2 has helped you become more of an entertainment destination and integrated resort. Do you see that threatening the likes of Singapore, for example?
Well, no question about it. We set out to be the best gaming and entertainment destination in Indochina. I think we've accomplished that. I think we have grander visions, but we also see growth and opportunity continuing in Cambodia. You talked about the impact of China. Number one, we're a low-cost destination in relation to Singapore, certainly in relation to Hong Kong or Macau. You can join us in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, whether it's our lodging, our food, our beverage. We're putting a lot of emphasis on our non-gaming facilities as well. Now, no announcements, but I know simply because of the demand. They project in 2025 there'll be better than 5 million Chinese visitors. In 2020, we expect 7.5 million visitors. But this China growth is not going to slow down. Even if the economy tapers off, we still expect significant growth in Chinese visitation because we're a low-cost destination. It's much easier to arrive in Cambodia. I remember the days we had 170 flights going back to 2010. So we have a lot of access now, new airlines, new infrastructure, and a lot more offerings for people coming to Cambodia. So Cambodia is now a destination. And I think what you'll see, there's a real demand for new hotels, non-gaming facilities, and Naga will take the lead in developing a lot of those call it service requirements.
And how are you preparing for the potential introduction of the casino law in Cambodia in 2019? What kind of impact might that have?
You know, since really the time we listed on the Hong Kong Exchange in the fall of 2006, we've really been the advocate for developing a casino law, increasing a regulatory framework and structure. It's very important. One, we're a publicly listed company. We're very transparent. We want to see the industry grow, but we want to see it well regulated in terms of effective guidance, law. That attracts, that gives confidence to investors, shareholders around the world. You know, we've always had to maintain very strong corporate governance, strong internal regulations, because that level of regulation hasn't been there. I anticipate that we'll see a new gaming law in 2006. There'll be certainly a ramp-up period, but I think it'll be good for the industry itself, and we're obviously one of the beneficiaries of a new law.